What up, guys? This is Lauren with the Mindful Business Life podcast, coming to you with our midweek motivation of just love, support, guidance, and personal perspectives with Journey to the Heart. It's a daily meditation on the path to freeing your soul. This is my co-host, Lindsay Warwick. And Lindsay, you want to go ahead and just say hi?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Good morning. I'm Lindsay Warwick of Lindsay Warwick Yoga and Healing. I also have a podcast called The Conduit. Currently interviewing some folks in the spiritual community. We talk about their spiritual journey, how they came to find their concept of God, whatever that means to them, and then their spiritual offerings and their spiritual paths. So happy to be here to discuss spirituality and mindfulness with Lauren.
Yeah, guys, we're super pumped to just keep up with this and just really have a moment together as well, because both Lindsay and I, we used to live in the same state. Now I'm in a different state. So it's nice to have this moment with our friends. And so Lindsay's going to go ahead and read you the excerpt for this week.
All right. April 6th, be present for yourself. Learn to be present for yourself, fully present in a way that's new and delightful. Be present for your thoughts and emotions. Be present for the gentle way in which your heart and body lead you on. Learn to be fully present for each step of your growth, each step of your journey. Value yourself, who you are, what you think and feel, and how you grow. For many years, you neglected yourself. It was as though you were unconscious of who you were, how you felt, what you believed. You believed that kept you safe, protected you from feelings you didn't want to feel. You believed it was how you should live. Now you are learning another way. Survival is no longer enough. It does not meet the needs of your heart and your soul. Now you want to live fully and joyfully. To do that, you must be present for yourself. Be fully present for others too. Be present for their spirits, their emotions, the words they have to say to you, but especially be present for their hearts. You no longer have to fear losing or neglecting yourself if you are present for others. You can do this safely now. You will not be consumed by their needs. You will not become trapped in the workings of their lives. And if you're present for yourself, you'll know how much presence to give to others. Be present for life, for the starlit skies and the chirping birds that sing to the morning sun. Be present for the earth and grass under your feet, for the feel of a snowflake in your hand. Be present for all the magic and mysteries of the universe. But most of all, be present for yourself. Then your presence for others and life will naturally follow.
I love
It's
that.
great.
Yes. A good friend of mine, Jeff Yalden, he's in Florida now. I met him in Myrtle Beach through yoga and teaching him, and now he's a teacher. But he does woodwork, and he had gifted me a piece of wood, and it says present and engaged. And it's actually a mantra of mine that I do a lot. And I say to a lot of people as well, like, be present, be engaged. And, that just means be here in the now, and then be engaged in whatever it is. So that means, like, pretty much like this was saying, like feeling into it, listening to others, and so I really, I'm a really big believer in that statement, present and engaged. So I really love that. I know for me, this is big in my life. We talked about it on the last one. Losing my dad has really made me reassess who I am. It's almost like I've hit like a pivotal point in my life to reevaluate my soul and making sure that I'm satisfying myself. So that way I'm not like going into a depressive state. And so, like yesterday, like I told you before we went live, I pretty much cried all day and laid in bed, ate food, and folded laundry. And that was such a great day, even though it was extremely hard. But just realizing, like, I'm honoring who I am in this new moment. And every second, I'm like, what can I do to satisfy you? What can I do to bring comfort to your day, especially as I'm like bawling my eyes out, you know? It's like, oh, I'm about to go eat a cookie. I'm about to go eat that lemon poppy muffin I bought because I'm hungry and I feel like I want it, right? And so I really just love this concept of just like I'm really relearning myself and seeing like just like how I can be better to myself. A better human being to myself has been really great.
Yeah, absolutely. I always find that these readings that we talk about every week, or, whenever we decide to do it, they are always in alignment with like the current thoughts that I have, or just the things that are going on in my life, just like you too.
Yeah.
Um, Literally, I was just like, before we went live, yeah, we were talking about all the things. And one of the things that I said was, am I doing enough for the community? And when we're reading about being present for yourself. And so, I do teach, I teach at a local yoga studio, and I offer like Reiki sessions for whomever would want them. And then, we do this together. I offer my Tattva Tuesday podcast in hopes that somebody on a spiritual journey or has curiosity about spirituality can tune in and say like, yeah, that resonates. Um, you were my last guest on Tattva Tuesday, and we both received the most beautiful message from a local woman in the community, Dakota. Hey, Dakota, bless you.
So,
She really resonated with the podcast, and I was like, holy crap. Like, if we can just reach one person, I'm good with that. You
yeah,
know what I mean? And I love how this is all talking about like, you gotta put your oxygen mask on before you can help other
for
people.
sure.
And like, this is all about that, is being present for yourself first, and then you can be present for others. Like yesterday, you had to be present for yourself, which meant crying in your bed and eating a cookie, or like folding laundry. And then you can take those little moments and those activities that you're doing and turn them into a mindfulness activity,
Yeah. Well,
like washing the dishes, like, and whatever.
I put that on Facebook, right? I said, grief made me realize that like sitting down and doing laundry is like an easy task.
I love that you put that on there.
Yeah, because like I said in there, like never in my life did I ever think doing laundry was an easy, doable task, right? We all can't stand laundry, but yesterday trying to pack my house, I was getting overwhelmed and like pacing back in circles. And I was like, what can I do to keep me seated and busy right now? And then I looked at the laundry piles that I have because I'm packing and I was like, oh, this is it. And even though it took me like 2.5 hours to do one basket, it was something that kept me seated, kept my hands busy. I watched Nailed It, so my mind was like laughing a lot because like if you haven't watched Nailed It, please watch it. Shout out to Netflix and Nailed It because that show, like if you need to laugh, if you're having a rough day, that show will do it for you. These people and their cakes are horrendous and it's amazing. And
It's
so
incredible.
yeah, so just like having something to keep my hands busy because like packing's a lot right now, especially by myself. And so it's funny to see that tedious task can be something that is actually soothing depending on the moment, right? Being depending on how like present you can be. And I think we all stay too busy and we like being busy that we think sitting down and folding laundry is a tedious task. But if you need to slow down and you need to be a little more present for yourself, I encourage folding laundry. I never thought in my life I would say that.
Right. And it's talking about being present for your thoughts and emotions and the gentle way in which your heart and your body lead you on, which you like demonstrated yesterday. And I did for myself as well. Like yesterday, I got all the tasks done that I needed to. And then I went and taught a yoga class, and I went out last night and had some fun and danced and sang and just laughed and had the best time with just amazing people. And that's what I needed because I have been going a mile a minute. Like I have so many things happening, as we all do. And I just thought to myself, like the other day, like I am moving so fast. Like, am I missing like the moments? Like, am I not being present enough? And so stopping and slowing down and tuning in and like, okay, like I wanted to go out and like have fun. And sometimes we just really need to listen and give ourselves what our higher self is asking for, you know? Um,
Yeah.
I love how this is all talking about valuing yourself and who you are, what you think and feel, and how you grow. For many years, you neglected yourself. That's interesting. I just made a decision last week to continue to pursue the shamanic rose priestess path, and it's requiring a level of commitment and discipline and a shift in behaviors for sure. And so it's also helping me to really empower and value myself and be really present in my decisions, and also not feed into so much to instant gratification and more into looking at bigger picture type of thing. So it's didn't we talk about this because you were in town last weekend? Or we've talked about this at some point. It's like this is like it says it was as though you were unconscious of who you were, how you felt, and what you believed. It's like once you become conscious or awake of who you are and what you believe, you cannot go back.
Oh,
Like you can't go back. Like once you start to see things from a higher perspective and you operate from a higher level, you can't go back. At least I can't. I find I'll feel suffering in some capacity if I do.
yeah. No, I can agree. Like, I think for me, I've always made the comment like I'd be president of the United States. And as time has progressed, like things have shown me that that's a possibility. And it's like you said, once that awareness opens up, it's like there's no turning back. And I know for me personally, with like this is like, um, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna start my presidential podcast when I have time. And then I was like, no, you have a radio station now, radio talk show to promote your presidential race. And you're not even ready for it, but get ready for it. And I was like, no, I'm not ready for this. And it's like, it doesn't matter, because if it's meant for you, things line up to make it for you. And it's just seeing like that concept. And now that I'm like, I keep talking about it, there's so much awareness and more openness. I'm like receiving so much, support and like excitement around the thought, and it's been that for me, where like I've been talking it into an existence and I've been doing it very leisurely, but the awareness I have around it is growing. And so now the opportunities to align me into that are growing. And so it's been really funny to watch it. Cause like I said, when I got offered the radio talk show, I was like, oh, I'm not going to get it. And then I got it. And I was like, oh man, this means I got to get my shit together.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
But it's true. Once you awaken yourself, once you allow your soul to start leading you, I feel like that's kind of what that awakening is, listening to that intuition and your soul. The world changes, and you feel the heartbeat of the world and you feel the heartbeat of yourself. And then you start to really question who you are, what you want, and you make yourself more present and engaged in life, because you're like, I've got to honor myself and others that I come in contact with at all points in time. And it's definitely an interesting space to be, for sure.
Yeah. And I love this part of it. Survival is no longer enough. And like how she's talking about like you believe that this was a way that you should live. I really like did a lot of work to detach from like desperation energetics and like survival mentality, and cultivated this feeling of gratitude, and gratitude has created so much abundance in my life. And so I was just thinking, well, we were talking yesterday about like, I was like, paying bills, beep, boop, boop, like doing all the adult things. And, some shifts are happening for me, um, and I was talking about like how I didn't want to dip into those like survival type of energetics, like feeling like not enough. And I feel like being grateful and present has helped me to kind of put those survival energetics, desperation, not enoughness at bay. But it really does, like, gratitude really drops you into the present moment, I think. Like, at least it's helped me to do that. So yeah, just being grateful for like the things that you have, and who you are. That was actually a big part of my class theme yesterday. It was about finding aspects of self. So we started like finding aspects of self that you're grateful for, and then like a scenario. And then I always challenge students to like find gratitude in something that is uncomfortable in your life.
For sure.
Yeah. Or somebody that makes you uncomfortable, or something like that, to kind of just shift the energy there.
No, gratitude always drops me in, and I'm a big like all day, every day, especially now, like I look myself in the mirror and I'm just like, I'm so grateful for you and your strength and your determination to like keep moving forward and keep persevering through anything you're going through, and continuing to try to love and support others no matter what you're going through. And so I have a really good self-talk. I mean, we're yogis, we have years of kind of like training and mindfulness. And so, we always practice. I know you do. I practice what I preach. I preach what I practice. And so like it's very important for us to have like that real love connection with ourselves, and to see ourselves with those rose colored glasses as much as you can, and just be like in awe of who you are as a human being, as a spiritual being, and as a mom, a brother, a husband, a child, all the things, and so I think it's very important to just like take that pause and find gratitude for yourself and all the things you have around you. So I agree. And being grateful for the uncomfortable situations, 110%. I mean, even though I lost my father, this has taught me a lot. And I've seen how much like it's very different losing a sibling when you're a child and then becoming an adult and losing a parent. And I've seen how much like I've grown mentally, and how, much I've matured over the years, and how mindful I've become, and how much I really want to have a good, happy life, no matter what the circumstances are around me. And so I find gratitude in my pain and in my suffering, because I know it leads me to understand myself better, and that's important for me as I keep getting older.
Yeah.
Keep getting older, and so the finding comfort in uncomfortable situations is big, and it's why I practice the asana practice to begin with. We get in these poses, and some of them are uncomfortable to hold for long periods of time, and that's a representation of life itself. And so just knowing that like my physical practice of yoga really translate into my regular day-to-day is a blessing as well. And so I definitely say lean into gratitude and find things you're grateful for from yourself. Just pushing on every day, like that's enough. What you do is enough. You are enough. You don't have to be extra. You don't have to be a superstar. You just being you and showing up for your friends, your family, yourself, that is enough. And I think we get so caught up in the needing to be extravagant and the needing to be on social media and look really cool and like having all the things. And it's like, those things don't matter. Your heart and soul matter. And it's very important to be grateful and to be humble and to keep trying to live an authentic, loving life. And so just know that anybody watching, like, you are valued, and believe it or not, you're seen way more than you think you're seen. I definitely learned that with losing my dad. Just the love and support that's been around, intense. I never felt so loved in my whole entire life, and I'm so grateful to realize that I am seen and appreciated. So definitely love yourself, because others actually do love you too.
We love you, and you are handling this with such grace. And we will hold the space for you, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
I
yeah, it's,
oh god, good.
I don't know what I was going to say.
I think I really love this part, right? Okay. You no longer have to fear losing or neglecting yourself if you're present for others. You can do this safely now. You will not be consumed by their needs. You will not become trapped in their workings of their lives. And if you're present in yourself, you'll know how much presence to give others.
I love that.
I'm feeling that now, like hardcore. In my relationship, as you know, like I'm passionately in love with someone, but this moment in my life has taught me that, like, this right here, whatever that said, like, I'm have to be present for myself. So now I'm realizing just how much I can be present for others. And it's taking my life to a whole new level with people and places and things. And so I just really, this concept of, like, no longer like being consumed by others' needs or wanting to be like so engulfed in someone else's life when maybe they're not showing up for you the way they're showing up, but you still want to like show up for them in some facet, and learning those boundaries within yourself, like, such a deep thing to go into. And so I really love this concept here.
Yeah, I love that. It's just like goes back to like you can't really be there for other people if you're not there for yourself. And we teach people how to treat us. So like if how we treat ourselves is going to mirror out in how other people treat you. Just like you being present for yourself is going to translate to how much you can actually hold space and be present for other people, you know? But I do love that if you're present for yourself, you'll know how much presence to give to others, AKA boundaries. Like you'll just, if you are present with yourself and really tuned in, then you'll know how much and when and who, like you can give your energy and time to.
And
So I think that's great.
yeah, and I think it's important because, like, too many people still today complain about feeling like, oh, I said yes to something and I don't want to go now, or I don't feel up to doing something I said yes to, and like just always kind of pushing their boundary out of the way so they can satisfy others. And you and I, we talk about this, and we've been doing this, when we feel like we're not in a place to show up, or we feel like we're overwhelmed and we need to pause. We've been doing that. We've offset the podcast by a week just to kind of like give ourselves some space to be present. And neither
Mm-hmm.
one of us get upset about it. We honor each other, we respect each other, and we just move on from there. And I think it says a lot about our friendship, that we can really just be real with each other and be present in where we're at, and both of us go, okay, I'm here for you if you need me, but let's take the time off to revamp the energy. And so I love that our relationship is very mutually respectful and mutually mindful, and that we both show up for each other as our most authentic selves. And so
Yeah.
definitely one of those things where I'm just seeing more authentic relationships coming from this concept of like being more present for myself, being more honest about where I am. And then the people who genuinely are meant to be with me, I'm really seeing that our connections are just so beautiful and so strong, and just something I've never experienced in my life. And I'm really grateful for you. Thank you.
I'm grateful for you too. And this last part about being present for life, like the starlit skies, chirping birds, the earth, the grass, snowflakes. Last night I was on like a rooftop bar and the sunset was just like the most gorgeous thing. And every time I see it, I'm like, every time I see a sunset, every fucking time, I'm like, holy crap, like that's amazing. And I literally said to my friend last night, I was like, look at that. Like it's the littlest things that make me the happiest person. Like feeling the grass on my feet when I'm having a stressful day, like so I could just ground my energy into the earth. Or just notice, like, I don't know, just even teaching my yoga class yesterday and just being in the energy and watching everybody's bodies and energy field shift from the beginning to the end, just holding space. That to me is magic. That is those are the moments, you know, and it's like just really enjoying every moment. Like, yeah, just the little things, they get me.
No, I love that. I'm very much that, every time it's nighttime and I go to get in or out of my car, I always look up at the sky and check out the stars.
Oh my God, I saw a shooting star last night.
I love it. I used to see so many when I lived at the beach. I would go watch meteor showers all the time.
Me too. I would follow the meteor showers too.
And that's
Um,
great. We're being present, right? We're being active in our lives. We're enjoying the little things of the shimmering specks in the sky. And I love that, because even yesterday I was having a rough day and I said, I need to go sit outside. And I laid out in my hammock and I just felt the sun on my skin, and it just felt so warming and so loving, and it soothed my soul so much. And I was glad that I listened to that, because in grief you get stuck sometimes. I've been stuck on my bed a few days where like I just can't get up. And so like yesterday, even though I was feeling really out of it, I was like, all right, go sit outside. I know it's going to help.
yeah,
And it
yeah,
did. Felt so good just to spend 15, 20 minutes out there, feeling the breeze on my skin, the sunshine on my whole body. It's definitely the little things, like the little movements in life. I said that the other day to myself, like, it's the small steps you've made that have gotten you to these spots in your life. And I think, just like this, it's, those little things you notice, those little appreciations that make everything so grand. And I always say that I lust for life. I am very passionate about living. I've done a lot of things with my life in such a short amount of years. And it's amazing. And so, like, I encourage you to have a lustful life and to chase after your dreams, and to like try everything you can possibly try and do the things that scare you, and just like go in knowing that like your heart is going to be very happy from like the crazy wild things you won't do. And so definitely just,
yeah,
lean into life, go after everything you want, whether you get it or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you try. You
absolutely.
not succeeding on its own.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah.
This is a really good reading. And, today, or when this airs, April 6th, will be 2 years at my job at Geotab, which I'm so grateful for. The whole catalyst to me moving and following my dreams and living in South Carolina now. So shout out, love my job, very excited. And yeah, just be present for yourself. All the answers will come when you are present. And oh, this is what I was going to say when you were talking. It made me think of how you said you went outside and you felt the sun on your skin, and I'm sure all the senses kicked in. That's like a really good way to process heavy emotion, is to tune into your senses, like including anger. And maybe you wouldn't guess it, maybe you would, but I took anger management classes like 10 years ago. Surprise. And one of the techniques was sensory check-ins. So like, okay, focus on something in your direct line of sight for at least 10 seconds, and then focus on what you're hearing for 10 seconds. And then focus on what you can smell for 10 seconds. Feel something for 10 seconds. Am I missing one?
Taste.
Yes, taste something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it really drops you somewhat out of that emotional state and into the present moment. And that's exactly what you did intuitively yesterday when you were feeling the heaviness of grief. You tuned into the senses. It drops you like shoop into the present moment.
Yeah, it was really soul satisfying now that the weather's breaking a little bit and stuff. And I love being in my hammock. I almost set a fire, but I didn't
Aw.
yesterday. But I know I'm moving out of this place, so I know I'm gonna do a fire before I leave for sure.
Yeah. Like a little ritual, like goodbye fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so releasing all that has been here. It's been a crazy wild time in this house, but it served its purpose, and I'm looking forward to being a city girl now. So,
Yes. So
um,
exciting.
me too. I'm very excited, but it was very necessary. And I think people forget just how soothing being outside is, period. I mean, we get so caught up with being indoors and doing all these things, but man, if you're having a rough day, go outside for a few minutes, breathe in that fresh prana, like just be
I
there.
was outside, like, I think I kept, we were texting. I was like, I can't sit still. Like, I can't be inside today. Like, I
Yeah,
was all over the place,
she,
but yeah,
she
I love
was.
what?
He's like, I'm going for a run. I think I need to go out tonight. I was like, okay, do what you gotta do, girl. Do what you gotta do.
I woke up so early and did like a 2-hour yin practice, planned my class, like jumped all over the place, like
I love
went
it.
and taught. Then I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for a run. Went for a run, like did all the things, went out, danced. Like I just had a lot of energy.
Well,
Since the Aries new moon on Friday, I've just been litty.
I went dancing 2 night. I mean, Friday night and Saturday night, I went dancing, and
So good for the soul.
oh my gosh, it's so good for the soul. I mean, and my
Good.
friend said it. She's like, you smiling when you dance, like my face is just has such a hard, happy, like child-like smile. And there's one thing that I love more than anything, and it is dancing and live music. And so for me, like
Same.
it will get me through anything in life if I can go dance the night away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love it. So yeah,
Love this.
so some encouragements, right? Get outside, breathe in the fresh air, root your feet into the sand, the grass, the mud. Look up at the sky and appreciate the stars. Listen to your body, listen to your needs, listen to that call of your gut, of your mind, of your heart, and follow through. And then, like it said, you're going to create this space for yourself that you can then create better space and connections with others. And I really every week we really freaking love the talk.
Yeah, I love this so much. And
I do
just
too.
wishing everybody a blessed, rest of your week and weekend. And I'm already like, I'm so glad that we're back. I took a week off of Top of Tuesday last week just because of my interview schedule got a little mixed up. And I was like, you know what? Thank you, universe, because I need a break. And we took a break as well. So if I feel like I'm back into the momentum, like, it's good to keep the momentum going and to be present in what we're doing here and this container that we've created here.
Yeah.
I love it. So
Yeah. Our schedule
thank you for having me.
No, I mean, thank you for doing that. I'm glad we keep doing it, and we're showing up as we can. We were hopeful that it would be every week, but we realize life happens, and we're respecting ourselves every week and seeing what satisfies us. And so, and with that in mind, like the podcast may shift a little. It may be once or twice a month instead of every week, and then it will also be on national radio with my talk show Path to Presidency, and I'll be talking about you'll be getting to know your future president, through things like this, talking with local politicians and business owners. But ultimately, I want to keep giving you the mindfulness. I want to keep supporting your business. And I'm really looking forward to growing into that radio show while still doing stuff for the mindful business life as well. And so, Lindsay, I love you. Lindsay is
Love
going to
you.
stay with me, and we're still going to do this on the radio show and on the mindful business life. Just know that it may switch up its frequency, which is totally okay. So
excited. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
yeah, this is exciting. So much.
I'm so happy for you.
Oh,
It's so good.
thank you.
And I'm proud of you. I'm gonna cry.
Oh God, don't do that.
I know. I'm sorry.
All right, guys. Oh God, don't do that.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I love you so much.
Other people's happiness makes me happy. And there's my answer. Am I doing enough for the community?
Yeah.
That's who I am, literally.
And just think about it. I try to tell people all the time, like what I'm doing in my life, I'm doing for everyone.
It vibrates out.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you healing you and being present for you and kindness, it radiates out like your electromagnetic field.
Yeah.
And then you're affecting people and you don't even know you're affecting people.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I just love this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Keep vibing high, guys. We appreciate
Positive vibes.
So sappy and so us, and I love that. So we're gonna do a couple more weeks on our frequency of Wednesdays, and then we'll talk about the conversion starting in May. So we hope you have a great week and stay tuned for our next show.
Bye.